meeting hub live from quarantine at the PIC on the island of Saipan. Tomas Maglonia from the KUAM news team. Good morning, Tomas.
Good morning, Link family. Hi, Bree. Hi, Chris, Jason, and Joe, sir. And also a happy Commonwealth Cultural Day from the CNMI. It's Commonwealth Cultural Day here. So
wow.
Wanted to give a shout out to that. I believe it's a government holiday, so we're going to try and do as many interviews as we can over Zoom, but wanted to say happy Commonwealth Cultural Day to everyone.
So is that the new Columbus Day for the NMI? When did they flip that?
I remember Commonwealth Cultural Day since I was in high school, so I think it's been a bit.
Wow, okay. Well, yeah, we're working today. Gov Guam, yes, I believe, is open for business as well, right? Private schools, though, are...
Private schools are closed.
Okay.
And again, Polly Val takes over as superintendent tomorrow of Catholic schools.
There you go, 8:33. How is quarantine treating you over the weekend, Tomas?
It was good. The days haven't blurred into each other yet, and a lot of great staff and frontliners working here. I do have to say that this is, our report over the weekend was sharing how last year we got a behind-the-scenes look of how they do the quarantine process, and now we're in quarantine. I know that some other members of our news team have also gone through it, but I think seeing the workers here, they're hard at work, and all the protocols are in place. And so on Wednesday, I tested negative on my first day, and so we're waiting for the 5th day testing, and then after that, hopefully get released. So looking forward to that, and so far, no news of any new positive cases since then. So.
All right. Well, that's good to hear. Not the least bit jealous at all.
Well, it's working. The quarantine and the protocols they have in place are working. So.
Well, you guys actually have protocols in place. We should try that sometime.
Yeah. Wow, that's the quarantine. That's the quarantine phone ringing. I'm not sure if I should answer that or not right now.
Maybe you should and just be like, "Hey, I was in the middle of giving you guys high praise. Call me back."
Yeah.
Maybe they're sending something up.
Go ahead and answer.
Or they're letting you out early.
Yeah, go get that.
All right, I'm actually gonna go get that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Right on. Yeah. So Tomas is actually in the quarantine at the NMI, where they do 5 days, right?
6, I believe, right?
Yeah, 6. I don't know. But someone texted me over the weekend. They're like, "Hey, I'm coming back to Guam. What's the protocol for the quarantine?" I was like, "Nothing. Come on in."
And so sorry about that.
No worries.
That was a member of their surveillance team asking if I was okay. So I guess that I know even on a few hours after my first day, I got a call asking about mental health, and so it seems like all the bases are covered. So.
They're like, Mr. Manglonia, you're okay. You seem to be talking very, very loudly there. We just want to make sure you're all right. Like, hey, I'm working over here.
No, I bet they're watching the link and they're like, "Hey, Lana, hold on, let's go call. Make the phone ring. Make the phone ring."
No, they're really great people, and I have to say that they've been here from the start, and really appreciate all that they're doing.
Right on. And so they actually called you to check on your mental health, is what you said?
Yes, yeah. A bit of a loaded question these days, but I said in quarantine. I said in quarantine right now, I'm good. So, you can't ask for more.
When you ask, how's my mental health, can you just be a little more specific? I want a little bit of a time thing here.
That is kind of interesting because Bree did. And I'm not comparing apples to apples and everything, but people that have gone through quarantine, and people like yourself, Tomas, and Bree, have gone through it multiple times and everything like that. I guess they're now checking not only and doing the wellness checks and how's your temperature, do you have a cough, how you feeling, but also cabin fever is a real thing, and being cooped up in a room, even though it's the best thing to do and to keep us all safe and healthy, that can wear on some people.
Yeah, it's difficult. I mean, last year I did a total of 28 days in quarantine, and yeah, that was tough. But it's 5 days now, and it's modified. So, and it's interesting, right? Because when the governor's chief of staff Ocasio was on the show on Friday, he hinted at some sort of modification to this process, and also at the CNMI press conference on Friday. So he said it was just an idea, but we'll see where that goes. But for now, this is what it's like.
Yeah, remember, guys, when we talked to that one gentleman earlier this year, and he's from Guam, but he was heading to Hong Kong to pick up his wife and his kids who were in quarantine. He said to go there, he was gonna have to do 21 days in quarantine. And he even said, he goes, I'm doing it because I love my family. I'm taking care of them. But he's like, man, that is gonna be a stretch. That's a drag, man. 21 days.
And so, Tomas, let's go over what you're going to be having on tonight for Pacific Matters.
Yeah, so for Pacific Matters, we're focusing on the environment. We have an environmental champion, Ria Nathrani, who's a public school teacher, who shares some really innovative things that she's doing in her classroom. She was recently awarded the Environmental Champion Award by the Micronesia Islands Nature Alliance. Some really amazing things, and I think it's easy to forget, not really easy. We've been talking about schools and public education this entire pandemic, but even amid that, she's doing amazing work and has been able to engage her students in that way. Folks know her. She also used to work for Congressman Kilili and obtained her PhD, I believe, and so really a valued member of the Saipan community. And then also we have a freelance environment writer, Eva Morin, who writes about some of the most dumped materials at the Marpi landfill here on Saipan, and lots of surprising revelations that she'll have to share as well on that. And we break down the numbers, and this is some of her reporting that she freelances on, and really excited to share her perspective as well. And then for later on tonight, we're going to be in contact with both candidates who are running for the Precinct 3 seat. Precinct 3 here on Saipan is one of the largest precincts. About this election, I believe the last report we got, there are about 3,600 some voters here in Precinct 3, and of course this seat will be filled after Representative Ivan Blanco passed away over the summer. And so we have Karina Magofna in the Democratic, running under the Democratic banner, and then Grace Sablan Viage running under the GOP Republican banner. And of course, we have both Governor Torres endorsing the Republican candidate, and then Congressman Kilili endorsing the Democratic candidate. And we have their interview scheduled for this morning, and so we'll get you that today. Early voting has begun, and polls close on Saturday, and that's when we'll also have much more reporting to share with you then. And so lots of that happening, and much more here in the CNMI, and definitely much more once I'm out of quarantine.
Right on.
Well,
what about the daily question?
Yeah, did we want to do that? Do you want to share some past responses? And so we're going to go ahead and we're going to try this new Zoom feature that Jason and I were looking at over the weekend and see how this works. So here we are. Here's the daily question. So we asked last week, how are you and your family staying safe?
Well, I'm sorry. That is so cool.
Wow.
Look at that. A day in the technology.
Well, yeah, Jason and I just talked about trying this out because I'm not there in the studio with you all like you normally am in the morning, and I miss it. But here we are. So we wanted to share some of the big responses here. Debbie writing, I'm big time still in my own bubble since 2020, unless to an appointment. Maria writing there on her comments, homework, home, homework, home, and the occasional shopping of essentials, sanitize and distancing everywhere, including our home. And these responses are just from last Thursday, right? So it's very interesting to see how people's lives have changed or have stayed the same. Anita writing on Facebook, I'm staying home. Someone on Instagram writing a longer response, this commenter saying, just going about our daily lives and is the new norm. Yet it's scary and hard to adjust back, but we just need to take it one day at a time and just practice being careful, following all safety rules, watching our distance, washing our hands, wearing your mask, and just don't let your guard down because it's stressful. We ourselves can only do it. Another commenter on Instagram saying, stay at home and only go out for urgent matters. And I think, Chris, you might like this one. This one says, by listening to the link so I can stay informed, staying home is not an option anymore. That was our daily question last week, and we'll have a new one coming up just this morning. And if you miss it, of course, it will be mentioned on prime time.
And Tomas, we do have a question from one of our online viewers. How many days quarantine, and do people have to quarantine even if they are fully vaccinated?
Yes. Yeah, so I am fully vaccinated. You have to not only give your COVID vaccination record, but also a second verification. And if you're unvaccinated, you do have a prolonged stay, and you are required to have PCR test 48 hours before. Yeah, this is all across the board. We know that the CEO of the Saipan Hospital, CHCC Esther Munya, has said that even for quarantine exemptions or essential worker status, she's very strict with that. And of course, we also have the travel bubble that is in place with South Korea. And so, yeah, across the board, everyone who enters basically has to quarantine, vaccinated or not.
Okay.
Well,
Thanks,
Tomas,
Tomas.
what's it like to be back there now that, I mean, I know you haven't got out of quarantine, but the last time we talked to you when you were in the NMI was kind of like at the height of the pandemic, right? I mean, at least
Yeah, I
on,
mean,
on NMI.
last year we were doing a lot of stories about the setup, right, for this, for setting up that front line, making sure it's strong, and we got a tour of the alternate care site, things like that, and now as we shared on KUAM News' Facebook, there was a fiesta on Rhoda and on Saipan, and it's there. People are campaigning for the special election that's coming up. Though, as also the Chief of Staff, Will Castro, mentioned, that a lot of people are still wearing their masks, taking this very seriously, and going through a lot of, in fact, a lot of the people who were with me on the flight are returning residents who went for health reasons or otherwise very personal reasons to the United States or to Guam. And so we also have a story coming up on what that's like for returning residents who have to do this quarantine so often because of maybe some medical reasons as well.
Right. Well, thank you, Tomas.
Thanks, Tomas.
Thank you so much.
Be safe. Don't go
Thanks, you
anywhere.
guys, too.
What was your breakfast this morning?
Oh, hold on.
It was a sausage and I think like a seafood scrambled.
Let's
scrambled
see it.
eggs and,
Seafood
hash browns.
scrambled. I want to see.
Okay, all right. Let me.
That sounds good.
Sorry,
let me
I'm
go
hungry.
grab that for
I'm
you,
on
Chris.
Boca Box. I want to look at food.
All right. So, wow, I didn't know I'll be doing like a mukbang every morning.
We got some time.
So this is the breakfast.
You're a
as
man of many
Jason
talents, Tomas.
As Jason knows, I'm not really a breakfast person. I'll eat this. Though. I'm very grateful for any food I get. So
Nice.
Here it is.
Is that Teresa's puck puck? That is. Jay, that's Teresa's puck puck right there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah. You can tell because it's girthy.
And so this is, it was, I kind of forgot what time they delivered breakfast. Someone knocked on my door at 6:30 in the morning and, I thought I was late for something. And so, so that's, they deliver it then. And like I mentioned in the report over the weekend, family order services, all of that's still available for anyone who wants something else outside of what they provide. So.
Nice.
All right. Thanks a lot,
Hey,
Tomas.
Tomas, if Food Network comes calling today asking if you're available, say no, you got a gig at KUM
Yeah.
already because
No, that's what Feed Me Fridays are for, Jay.
There you go.
Right on. There you go. Tomas McGlotnia from the KUAM News team. We did have something else, guys, that we wanted to share.
Yeah, just speaking of breakfast, we wanted to give kudos